Hi, welcome to Shelf Starters. Today we're looking at Tristan and Ysolt from the Anglo-Norman period.
Yes, which is lovely. We're kind of shifting into romantic territory. It's good fun.
More of the chivalric romantic stuff. So what did you think?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, we only have apparently a fragment. This
Of the version that we have in the Norton Anthology is the Thomas of England version, which is a small fragment really, but in comparison to what we get normally with the Norton extracts, you get quite a lot of this one.
Yeah, and apparently Thomas wrote this for the court of Henry II in the 12th century, and it was all in octosyllabic couplets, I think. And I think it was literally broken into pieces, like part 1, part 2, part 3. And
yes,
is this part 8?
Yeah,
I think this might be part 8. I'm not sure.
You get a few different parts. So you've got the part that you get in the Norton, you get the death,
yes,
and the madness of Tristan, which I think is the fun part.
Yep. Oh well, no, I like the death. Right. I mean, I just love a love story.
You like the whole thing?
Yes, I did. I loved it. You know, it's cool. The guy's a bit of a Renaissance man, really. You know, he's brainy. He can play chess and the harp, speak lots of languages, and he's a warrior at the same time in his spares. So, you know.
Yeah, and he's the only one who can beat Lancelot.
Yep. So he could do everything. He's got all the goods. What's not to love? And apparently also, I think I'm reading here, he was incredibly gorgeous also, because that's part of the sadness of the story, where he actually has to physically change himself, which we'll come to.
Yes. So there's two main versions that are surviving, I think, today that then obviously there are a lot of adaptations and things like that, even at the time period. But the two big ones that we have that everything seems to stem out from are the Thomas of England fragments that we have there, and then the one that I read, which is Beryl, the Romance of Tristan. And I think it's the same overall concept. Like, you have the lovers who take a love potion accidentally while they're on the way to take the woman to marry a king on a ship. And so then they fall in love with each other and they have an affair. Then she still has to marry this king, and they're still continuing their affair, I guess. And it's all justified because they took the love potion, so they're not in control of it.
They're being naughty and bending the rules. They can't help it. Yeah. And apparently it is a model for Lancelot and Guinevere, apparently.
Yes, I think quite a good comparison as well, because Lancelot and Guinevere, they're painted generally in a pretty bad light for that adultery.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas there is absolutely no sort of guilt shown by the author in this. It's quite we're always on the side of the lovers.
Always. And you can't I mean, they do sound lovely. They sound truly in love, and they sound, and you sort of go with the flow, I feel. Or did you?
And then when they are separated, Tristan does all of these things to get these disguises, makes himself quite,
he has to make himself really, really ugly as part of it. Well, he doesn't, that's what he chooses to do, to be unrecognizable ugly. And part of the ugliness was, I think, the hair thing. Did you read that? That was kind of weird.
Yeah, he cut off chunks of his hair he's supposed to look like a sort of
yes, like we see in the pictures of monks, where there's just little pieces of the hair, like they've got a little ring of hair and then a little bit missing. There's a word for it.
Yeah.
I'd lost to find the word. But yeah, it sounds awful. And his name, Tristan.
Yes, coming from the French triste.
Sad.
Yeah.
So
it's a tragic love story. I also quite clearly inspiration for Romeo and Juliet.
Definitely, with the potion and they can't be together and they need to be together above all else. Absolutely, it is. Yeah. I know. I loved it.
There's a funny bit as well when I'm trying to remember the exact how it all comes about, where Tristan goes into a leper colony, and he's pretending to be this gross old leper
Yeah.
And Isolt tricks the king somehow. I think she lied to him or something and said that she had never touched another man or something. There was some wordplay there where she'd like tricked him.
Yeah.
She was on, I don't know. I'm actually just getting this all very confused, but she gets like a piggyback from the leper or something at some point, which is actually Tristan.
Yeah. Yes. It's this idea of this self-mutilation as discussed.
Yes.
Which is fairly intense, that part, isn't it? Yeah. I just really thought that the language was excellent. It was a real narrative. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I had more the sense here of a traditional narrative. It felt.
We're getting into things that are more what we're used to in terms of form.
It's a real story, and the characters are kind of developed here, and I liked that very much. It was enjoyable.
Yeah,
it was a very enjoyable read, and beautiful imagery. The sea. I thought that was great. What about the name Ysolt? Is that how we say it, or Ysolt, or Isolde?
I think so. Not entirely sure. Please let us know if you know how to pronounce it.
Did you read that it means ice or battle?
No, but yeah.
So kind of interesting, sad, and then she's all about battling and kind of the elements. I don't know.
What about how there were two of her? There's the one he really loves, and then he has to go off and marry Ysolt of the White Hands.
The other one, I know. And actually, both of them, well, the one he loves, even, she's a much colder character than he is. And, she doesn't have...
At least in this version. Yeah.
In this version. And she doesn't go to the extremes he goes to. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely...
He has to convince her that it's him when he disguises himself. He has to convince her that it's really him, and she doesn't really believe it. No. And then there's the bit with the puppies, the dogs. He's like, no, I gave you a dog. and let's get the dog out and see if the dog recognizes him.
Yeah, and if the dog knows me, then it's all good. I know, there's some weird little bits. Yeah.
Yeah, funny little scenes like that. But yeah, I did enjoy it for sure. It was like a proper story. I think it's sad that we don't have the octosyllabic couplets and translations a little bit.
I would have loved that, actually. It's a darn shame. But I did. I enjoyed the storm scene. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot more descriptive language, a lot more setting the scene.
It's actually beautiful. The sea grows black, it rains and sleets as the storm increases. Bowlines and shrouds snap. They lower the yard and drift along with the wind and the waves. It's lovely. It's very, very lyrical. It's a beautiful, easy read, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but my only thing was I did think it's all about him, and we definitely empathise with him, not so much her.
Yeah, I wonder if that's different in different tellings of it, though, because I think I didn't notice it so much in this. I did in the extracts we get in the anthology for sure, but I don't know that I really saw that so much here. I saw her as quite cunning, very clever with language and things like that, but I didn't see her necessarily as cold. So maybe it is in the different tellings.
Yeah, well, and compared to him. I mean, her, dying of longing, that she all but dies of her longing. But
it's quite dramatic about that.
I didn't get to see that nearly as much as you saw with Tristan. But obviously, you see, I mean, then we go into the madness of Tristan. So it is definitely skewed to him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What I also thought was interesting is normally in like a love triangle kind of situation, you don't they all don't like each other, or there's like some more tension. But here they actually all really love each other, even like the king. Like they have this great respect for the king that she ends up like marrying. as they actually all really like each other, which kind of makes the situation even more complicated, because it's so hard to paint someone as like the villain. There is no real villain. It's just this love potion messed everything up.
Well, it's a bit like Lancelot and Guinevere and King Arthur, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, because they all like each other, don't they?
And we don't think any of them individually is terrible, I don't think. Like
no.
Like,
I'm not sure that Guinevere gets really a very good reputation.
He doesn't get, he doesn't get a hugely good one. But it's interesting, it's not harped on about. The adultery aspect is kind of really not overly emphasized. So it's more about the love concept that's, and it being out of their control, I guess. And why the whole madness thing is interesting as well. And you said you enjoyed the madness story. You like that more?
Yeah, because I thought that was a little bit like, it's a bit more of drama.
Yes, definitely that.
Yeah. And I think that I was reading that there's different interpretations of the love potion. Some where it's like it was an accident, and somewhere maybe she wanted them to take it, so she gave it to the wrong person. So she was supposed to, I don't think we explained, she was supposed to take this love potion to her new king. It was like a wedding gift that she'd been given to make sure that when she gets married to this king, that they actually love each other. So she's supposed to give it to him, but they accidentally somehow, she and Tristan take it instead. So it's, there are some questions, I think, about whether she gave it to Tristan on purpose.
Yes.
Or if it was an accident.
Yes.
Like, unless she was really keen on Tristan beforehand, I'm not really sure why she would do that, because surely you'd want the love potion to go to the person that you are going to marry.
You'd think.
If you, you're going to avoid this whole situation. So she, I guess it's just whether she had some sort of crush on him originally.
So probably. But
I like this cover of my version, because you can see the potion being taken on the boat.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it looks, yes, I like that too. It's beautiful. Hold that up again, Rosie. It's a bit longer. Yeah. Really, yeah. You
can see them drinking the potion. I'm pretty sure that is, it is. It's actually of the story. So it's a painting of, they often don't have paintings that are actually relevant to the story. But it is Tristan drinking the love potion. And it's in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris.
Some great lines, I thought. Like, nice.
Yes.
To live in anguish is death itself. Anxiety destroys man. Then telling and disclosing secrets is often the cause of many disasters. People suffer from their own thoughtlessnesses. So it gives you these little gems every now and again.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Tristan, he starts out as very measured. And then it spirals.
Then it's kind of like he gets frustrated.
Yeah.
Because he's not believing him as well.
Yes, that's right. I've gone mad for your love, yet I'm here and you don't know it.
Yeah, which it would be frustrating. He's gone to all sorts of lengths to get in the same room as her.
And the key is that he pretends to be a fool.
He pretends to be a fool. He pretends to,
It's very significant, isn't it, in the court?
Mm-hmm.
To play the fool.
Yeah.
And
it's the lowest of the low, right?
That's right. It's a class thing. It's about as low as you can go. So
so he's putting himself through humiliation.
Totally. So he pretends to be a fool, drops himself to the bottom of the pile socially, and he disfigures and maims himself, basically.
Yeah.
So he does go through a hell of a lot for someone who does.
And then he doesn't recognize.
I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That would be enough. Oh, there's the word I was looking for. Tonsure. That's when you cut your hair. Yeah.
I don't know that word.
No. I've never known what that word was until now. It's the first time I've ever
encountered it. Learn something.
Yes.
Learning something there. Yeah. I think, what was interesting as well is throughout the stories, because there's a lot of little different scenes and things like that in here. The characters are very much they don't really go through much of a overall character change. They're very stable figures. So Tristan and they are who they are. So we constantly have this same intensity of the love between the two main characters, and then the, what do you call them, the like handmaid to Ysolt, and the same for Tristan. They're constantly just these two very loyal figures. They don't really change at all. They don't expand or grow or whatever. They're loyal. So yeah, I think the figure, it's not like they're caricatures, but they're very like reliable figures.
They're steadfast. I mean, yeah, I guess the only part where you see sort of a hint of detail about Ysolt, I guess, is she is fairly hung up on the physical aspect of the relationship. And you know, that's her biggest argument. No, the guy I love didn't look like this. You know, he was fine and noble. You know, he was hot, and you're not. You know, it was kind of So she's got a bit of
bad.
Yeah. I mean, it must have been horrible for him. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
So in all of this, he goes through all these things to get to her, only to be confronted with, you're a fool and you're ugly, and go away.
But she gives in eventually.
Yes, she does.
Just as the proof of the ring.
Yes, and note that it's got to be a ring, material thing. Yeah. It is quite Shakespearean, isn't it?
Well, I'm certain that it was the basis of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, it is the ring, kind of Merchant of Venice type stuff. So yeah. Tokens.
The other thing I was thinking of, I think is this different because it's Pyramus and Thisbe, isn't it, for the for Midsummer Night's Dream?
Yeah. Yes.
Not Tristan, but it feels like that as well.
You can feel a lot of Shakespearean elements here, I think. Anyway, yeah. Tokens, I love her. Tokens will convince me. Have you the ring? She's amazing. Yeah. Anyway, I liked them. I thought both those little ones were good. Enjoyable.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, really fun.
Well, I think they get referenced a lot in other works that we will be reading as well. So it's good to know the background for,
absolutely, for what we're about,
where they're coming from. I think they do get mentioned in the Arthurian myths a lot more, so we might see them in Le Morte d'Arthur when we get there.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot to say to you when we were talking about dogs, I love the line that says there's such great nobility in a dog, such great deceit in a woman.
Lovely.
Nice parallel there. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. And when I read it, I just died laughing. I thought it was really good old noble.
Yeah, that's good.
And heinous evil.
The dog recognizes him with no problem, but
he's much better than her. Yes. Pretty funny.
Oh.
Anyway, good start for us for this.
That was a good one.
Yep, was.
This period, yeah. Okay, I think, do you have anything else to add?
No, that's
for this little one.
Yes.
Let us know if you read the extracts or the full version and what you've thought of it. Any other funny bits that you particularly enjoyed, we'd love to hear. And yeah, I think next time we're going to get into a bit more of a non-fiction kind of text, the guide for Anchoresses.
Yes.
Which would be interesting, a bit more back to religion and how that was progressing in the era. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye now.
Bye.